As you may know, very little was done to secure our elections in the regular session of the legislature. We cannot wait until after the 2024 primary and general elections to fix what is broken. The top priority must be enforcement. Having laws without penalties for those who break them is almost the same as having no laws at all. We need to add real penalties to the election code, especially for our election officials, such as elections administrators and county clerks. Election officials who facilitate drive-through voting, refuse to maintain their voter rolls, break chain of custody, and ignore the election code must be held accountable. The next priority would be accurate voter rolls. It is imperative that the state has a robust and efficient process to ensure that non-citizens are not voting in our elections. We must also use the enforcement mechanisms I just mentioned to ensure that the voter rolls receive proper maintenance. Deceased voters, voters who have moved, convicted felons, and others no longer qualified to vote in a county must be removed or suspended from the rolls as soon as possible. To restore trust in our elections, we must ensure that they are fully auditable. The election code must fully define election records for full access and complete transparency. Too often, counties have used a very narrow definition to keep records hidden. Also, all counties should maintain or return to precinct-based polling. Countywide polling has proven to be a failed experiment that makes audits very difficult. This also means eventually rewriting the election code for early voting to match election day with precinct-based polling. We also need uniform election dates. No more local elections in May. Let's stop pretending that there is such a thing as a nonpartisan election. All candidates for all offices must declare a party affiliation, run in that party's primary, and represent that party in the November election. This logically leads to closing primaries. We must stop the sabotage. Everyone would have to register with their party affiliation and will only be allowed to vote in that party's primary election. Finally, we must end the certification of unreconciled elections, stop using schools as polling locations, and ban private funding like Zuck Bucks from our elections. That is a lot to ask from this current legislature, but fortunately, we do not have to wait for the legislature to act. There are many things you can do to improve the integrity of the elections in your county right now. Now is the time to take action. Contact your Republican county chair or your elections office and sign up to be an elections clerk. If that is too big of a commitment, volunteer to be a poll watcher or poll greeter. Both are a backup set of eyes and ears for the election judge inside and outside the polling location. Become a precinct chair. As a precinct chair, you will have a vote in the county executive committee. As we have seen recently, the CEC can pass resolutions on how primary elections are run in the county, censure elected officials, and pass resolutions amplifying the voices of the Republicans you represent to call for special sessions or changes to the election process. A precinct chair can also play a crucial role in the accuracy of our voter rolls. As you walk your precinct and talk to people, you can determine if there are people on the voter rolls that no longer live in your precinct. You can then take those names, fill out an affidavit, and submit a challenge to that voter's registration. Of course, even if you are not the precinct chair, you can do this anytime you are canvassing for a candidate, a petition, or a ballot measure. You also don't have to be a precinct chair to be a delegate to the Texas Republican Convention. We need you to participate in the convention process to ensure that we have precise language in the party platform and that election integrity remains in the top priorities of the RPT. Perhaps the most important thing you can do right now to secure our elections, though, is just to get out there, get talking, and be seen. It sounds cheesy, but sunlight is the best disinfectant. People are more likely to do the right thing when they know others are watching. You can get to know your county's elected officials and election officials. Make sure they know you are holding them to the highest standard. But you don't have to make them your enemies. Be friendly, ask lots of questions, get to know the people who work in the office. Introduce yourself, offer to help, make it clear that you want to learn. Take every opportunity to observe and learn the process. Use this election to prepare yourself for the very contentious elections next year. There are so many different ways that you can help secure elections, and I don't have time to go into all of them. However, you can sign up for updates at advancingintegrity.com. We will keep you informed, letting you know when it is time to take action and the best actions to take. You can also request a speaker for your group or request a detailed workshop focused on the challenges facing your county. Thank you so much for your time and attention. We can make our elections more secure, but it will take all of us working together. We must strive to fix what is broken in the election codes and laws, demand transparency throughout the election process, and hold election officials accountable. If we lose our vote, we lose our voice, and we lose our liberty.